Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the topic of how to stop the hover in a covert or overt narcissistic relationship, or even that involving a psychopath. I receive a number of questions about that hover stage, especially after someone has gone through either engagement or marriage to a narcissist, and they're really looking at separating. They really want to break it off. They've really either gone no contact or they're going light contact. They're really trying to move through successfully. And really, to move through it, you have to really limit your contact with this person, because they're going to perpetuate that same conflict cycle. They're going to perpetuate that same relationship where they're above, you're beneath. And really, how to handle the discard, how to handle the hover, how to know if they're going to continue. What can you really expect? We'll realize that the narcissist will really continue to try to hover you, meaning attempt to recontact you, get more sex out of you, more supply, more attention. Even if it's negative, they will continue to hover you until you've essentially truly exposed them. Once you've really exposed a narcissist, you know exactly what you're dealing with, and they know that you know what you're dealing with. And I receive a number of questions because a lot of people feel like, even though they've broken it off with this very toxic person, this person continues to text, to email, to Facebook, to Instagram, to constantly reapproach them, to test the waters, to continue to break them down, see if they can try to get them back for one more weekend, one more night out, one more vacation. The false promises, the lies, it's going to be different now. I've done a lot of thinking. I've done, a lot of processing, and they're going to say things like, you're right, or, I promise I will change, and, I didn't mean to do those things. But then when they get back, it's just the same thing, except even worse. So one, you must withstand the hover attempts, because once you have arrived and made a decision, you need to be committed and stick with your decision. You need to be able to own your truth. You need to be able to, be brutally and rigorously honest with yourself and say, I know better now. I absolutely know better, and I deserve better. And it's not like, well, I'll see if I can handle it. It's like, I am handling it. And there's such a thing as muscle testing, which means within the body, your body is able to resonate to certain words. Your body is going to be strengthened by specific words. Your body is going to be weakened by specific words. So, for example, if you say, I'm interested in breaking it off, versus I'm absolutely breaking it off. I'm committed to breaking it off. How this resonates within your body, the difference between I'm interested versus I'm committed, is experienced very differently within the body. So when you really break it off, you really separate from a covert or overt narcissist, a toxic person, someone who has had power over you, manipulated you, and exploited you. You need to realize that your language is going to be very, very important to owning your truth and being decisive in your truth, and being able to stand your ground and not buckle and not weaken. Because once you have your understanding, once you have your reality, you have your senses, you've seen with your own eyes, you've heard with your own ears, you've seen, you felt, all these different things which you know to be the case. They're going to try to make you feel like your senses are not accurate. They're going to try to launch you into self-doubt. They're going to say, that never happened, that didn't occur, that doesn't matter, that's not important, when in essence it is important. It is important, and they're trying to utilize the tactics of the brainwashing and gaslighting to cause you to doubt your own reality and your own knowledge. So when the hover comes in, they're going to come in with all that to try to, again, overpower you. They're trying to use essentially their tactics of gaslighting and brainwashing to break you down. And this again is a tactic which hitherto perhaps you had been oblivious to, and you did not know that this was just a way for them to get you back and continue their control over you. But in your knowledge now, you know better, and realize that the hover, if it continues, you know, they're going to continue until you essentially expose them and really, you know, say, you know, I know better. I'm committed to our separation. And versus, you know, I think we need to, you know, I think we need to versus I'm committed. This resonates a lot stronger in the body. And this actually gives you a lot more commitment and strength and stamina. And I'm going to be doing some more videos on that so you can really see the difference, because your language creates your reality. And when we say the hover, realize, just think of it as a recontact versus a hover, because the hover, they're coming from above. So, you know, I think that's very much used in the community as a hover, you know, which means that, you know, they're coming at you from above. You know, really look at it, they're coming at you from below. You know, it's beneath you now. Once you have exposed them and you know this, then realize that you're going to, you know, you're holding on to your truth, you're holding on to your personal empowerment, and you're now taking steps in another direction. So if the hover, if they're continuing to contact you, you can do cease and desist. You know, you can block their phone, you can block Facebook. There's a lot of mechanisms that you can utilize to protect yourself. But realize that until you ultimately expose them, the hover is going to continue, especially if you're a primary source of supply or a significant relationship to satisfying specific needs of theirs, specifically companionship and, you know, marriage, spousal relationships, things of that nature, love relationships. So I hope this video helps. Please do help those people in need. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.